For ages, people around the world have shared accounts of unsettling animal behaviors preceding natural disasters. It's believed that animals possess an innate ability to detect impending peril and convey warning signs, foretelling the approaching catastrophes. Recently, numerous peculiar occurrences in the realm of animal behavior have been observed, including the mass plummeting of black birds from the sky in Mexico, curious alterations in the migratory patterns of various species, an uptick in whale strandings, and a host of other enigmatic behavioral shifts among animals globally. These collective anomalies seem to signal a significant and ominous event on the horizon. Join us today as we delve into this peculiar transformation in the conduct of countless animals, uncover the underlying causes of their restlessness, and explore the imminent future that awaits. Just recently, a security camera captured a moment in northern Mexico where a flock of migratory birds descended upon residential areas like a swirling mass of obsidian. This video was filmed in Chihuahua, situated approximately 230 miles south of El Paso, Texas, and depicted a flock of yellow-headed black birds plummeting to the ground in perfect unison under mysterious circumstances. While a portion of these birds, en route from their wintering grounds in Canada, managed to recover from the sudden descent and take flight once more, dozens of them lay lifeless, motionless in the aftermath. The precise cause of the incident remains shrouded in uncertainty. However, experts have proposed that the flock was likely startled from above by a predatory bird swooping down in pursuit of prey. An animal specialist, as reported by El Heraldo de Chihuahua, conjectured that the incident might be attributed to elevated pollution levels resulting from wood-burning heaters, agrochemical usage, and frigid temperatures. Another theory floated was that the birds may have been electrocuted while perched on power lines. On social media, some individuals attributed the event to 5G technology, but Dr. Richard Broughton, an ecologist at the UK Centre for Ecology and Hydrology, emphasized that, despite an absence of a raptor in the footage, he was 99% certain that a predatory bird was responsible. The birds might have been driven into a descending spiral by a predator, compelling those at lower altitudes to collide with buildings or the ground as they interacted with those flying higher. A comparable incident occurred on New Year's Eve in Arkansas in 2011, with similar reports emerging from Louisiana, Sweden, and other locations. Hundreds more deceased birds descended upon Louisiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky, while crow-like birds met a similar fate in Sweden. Furthermore, Arkansas witnessed 100,000 fish washing ashore, intensifying concerns of an apocalyptic scenario. It's worth noting that at any given time, North America hosts a population of at least 10 billion birds, with some estimates suggesting as many as 20 billion, and almost half of them perish annually due to natural causes. Consequently, many scientists contend that bird fatalities during flight, while unsettling, are a common phenomenon. Although such occurrences are not infrequent, certain experts speculate that they may be linked to meteorological phenomena like high-altitude hail or lightning. However, it's crucial to ponder the possibility of something more significant at play. Could this be indicative of a man-made catastrophe, a novel strain of avian flu, or perhaps an omen heralding the end of the world? In ancient Roman culture, birds were believed to possess the ability to prophesy the future when interpreted correctly, much like reading tea leaves in a divination lesson at Hogwarts. According to Douglas Jacobson, a professor specializing in church history and theology at Messiah College in Grantham, Pennsylvania, auspices would analyze the movements of starling flocks sweeping through the sky, akin to schools of fish. The Romans even resorted to dissecting low-flying birds to scrutinize their internal organs. Anything unusual or descending from the sky seemed to have the potential for divine interpretation, as if it were a sign from a higher power. The Bible provides insights into signs of the world's upheaval in Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 20, which proclaims, "The fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the beasts of the field, every creature that moves along the ground, and all the people on the face of the earth will quake in my presence. Mountains shall be upended, cliffs will disintegrate, and walls shall crumble to the ground." Currently, our reality bears witness to over 10,000 lifeless fish and 3,000 deceased birds, while the very ground beneath us trembles, remarkably in the unassuming state of Indiana. This ongoing plight extends beyond a mere decline in half of the world's bird species. Its scope is far more extensive. Over the past century, we've observed a noteworthy shift in the distribution of marine animal populations, as they migrate away from the equatorial regions and toward the polar extremes. Many of these marine species are forsaking the water for terrestrial terrain, raising concerns about potential disruptions to food chains and the overall ecological balance. The incidence of whales, dolphins, and various marine creatures washing ashore on beaches worldwide has seen a swift escalation. Both living and deceased organisms can be driven to the shore by powerful winds, a phenomenon termed beaching or stranding. There are instances when a multitude of marine animals collectively strand themselves, referred to as mass beaching, while in other cases, particular regions encounter an unusually high rate of stranding. Since 1990, the Zoological Society of London's Cetacean Strandings Investigation Program, CSIP, has meticulously documented over 12,000 stranded cetaceans in the United Kingdom. Prominent instances, such as the stranding of more than 300 sea whales in southern Chile's Patagonia region in 2015, or the series of beaked whales that washed ashore in Guam from 2007 to 2019, underscore the global scale of this issue. A beached whale may suffer from various maladies. It could be ailing, injured, elderly, disoriented, unable to forage, or experiencing complications such as difficult labor, or it may simply be advanced in years. However, the recent surge in beaching incidents over the past few years can be largely attributed to human activities, including fishing, pollution, ship collisions, and numerous other factors that result in injuries and ultimately lead to strandings. The rising frequency of beachings each passing year presents a disconcerting trend for the scientific community. Furthermore, if you're familiar with the Dead Sea, a natural wonder situated on the border of Jordan and Israel, you'll know that, apart from certain microorganisms and algae, this saltwater lake is utterly devoid of life. Within its turquoise waters, one will find no seaweed, fish, or any other creatures. Recently, Israeli photojournalist Noah Bedin made remarkable observations in small sinkholes near the Dead Sea. Notably, there were sightings of marine life and burgeoning vegetation. Images released by the Dead Sea Revival Project depicted minuscule fish swimming in water sourced from the highly saline Dead Sea. This phenomenon has ignited discussions about a potential realization of a biblical prophecy. The Bible recounts the transformation of the land into a desolate wasteland following the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, an area akin to the current state of the Dead Sea. However, it also prophesied a resurgence of life, marked by an abundance of fish in the waters, thus raising questions about the fulfillment of Ezekiel's end-of-the-world prophecies. In 2004, a catastrophic tsunami, triggered by a colossal undersea earthquake measuring 9.1 on the Richter scale off the coast of Indonesia, brought widespread devastation to coastal communities bordering the Indian Ocean. The disaster claimed the lives of at least 225,000 individuals across a dozen countries. The extensive loss of life was exacerbated by the absence of adequate warning systems. Despite efforts to establish early warning mechanisms such as tidal and earthquake sensors, they failed to provide clear alerts. Many sensors were rendered inoperative due to maintenance issues, and numerous coastal areas lacked any tsunami siren warning systems. Inadequate communication further hindered timely alerts, with numerous text messages either failing to reach mobile devices in threatened areas or going unnoticed. Nevertheless, in the moments and hours preceding the onslaught of towering waves, some animals exhibited a peculiar ability to sense impending danger and took evasive action. Eyewitness accounts described elephants fleeing to higher ground, flamingos abandoning vulnerable nesting sites, and dogs refusing to venture outdoors. Notably, in the coastal village of Bangkoki in Thailand, locals reported a herd of buffalo near the shore suddenly perking up, gazing seaward, and then hastily ascending a nearby hill just minutes before the tsunami struck. This phenomenon suggests that animals possess a unique sixth sense capable of detecting danger, leading to alterations in their behavior. Recently, unsettling footage emerged from China, featuring a vast assembly of sheep marching in a circular pattern for an uninterrupted 12-day stretch. This video, disseminated on Twitter in November, left people worldwide utterly perplexed. It portrays numerous sheep engaged in a synchronized clockwise procession within a nearly flawless circle on a farm in Inner Mongolia. While the prevailing scientific consensus attributes this behavior to a bacterial ailment known as listeriosis, colloquially termed circling disease, there may also be a natural explanation for this enigmatic conduct. Consequently, the spectacle has continued to disconcert and mystify observers worldwide. Despite the farm's owner, Ms. Yao, being at a loss to account for her flock's peculiar circular marching, social media has provided a platform for a spectrum of interpretations. Some individuals suggest that these occurrences might be interpreted as harbingers of the return of Christ, underscoring the belief that the days are numbered and the signs should not be ignored. A faction even posits the view that science is not all-encompassing, contending that animals can convey their sentiments to humans. Therefore, the sheep's behavior should be regarded as a manifestation of their intuitive awareness of impending events. Indeed, a multitude of shifts in animal behavior is observable worldwide, spanning birds, fish, worms, elephants, cows, and a host of other creatures. While the majority of these transformations can be elucidated through scientific reasoning, they also collectively evoke the notion that substantial and possibly apocalyptic events may loom on the horizon. Hence, the human race finds itself compelled to brace for the uncertainties that lie ahead.